This little badge next to that, again it has an outer pocket enclosure. We can print on the front, so whenever you see something that's customized, obviously that's custom printed, so that's the initials for the couple. So whenever you see something like that, you can assume that yes, we can change that. Yeah, so we would never have a sample that has something like this that you can't change, that doesn't make any sense. Now you got to be wary of, there are a few exceptions where, you know, we have a symbol like this, or we have a foiled W on the front pocket. I'll bring up that invitation in a second. And customers get confused. The W stands for wedding. It's not their initials. And sometimes, you know, people ask us for a reprint, or they want to change the invitation after we printed it, when they realize the W stays there. So that's you need to differentiate when we, you know, print or foil the initials or the names, as opposed to having custom pre-stamped foiled letters, quotes, emblems like this one, that obviously they stay there, they're part of the pocket and cannot be removed, we cannot change them. Now we have, you know, this type of invitation, for example, that has a two-piece, so a base layer and then a separate little piece, and this little separate piece is attached to that. Now again, we can't change this type of inner paper to different paper, even though this piece is separately attached. You can safely assume that with all of these indie pre-made cards, so if I have a look at this one, for example, this one also has a separate piece of paper attached to it, and it's a different color, and it looks like one of our pre-made papers. We actually can't change this paper. It's just too much work for us, and we don't offer that. This is an imported, it's a very cost-effective card. You know, it's a few dollars, and we don't offer changing of the paper or printing color on this paper in any way. Yeah. So this batch here basically, again, has a, you know, this invitation looks like it's a pre-made premium card, but it's actually an imported one. And again, you know, with this insert, we can't change the colors on this, and we can't change the insert paper. It's very, very important you understand that all these that have insert papers, although it looks like we may be able to physically print them, we don't offer that service at the moment. And this one has a texturized insert paper, but again, we can't print colors on this. We normally say with these thin papers, the color just doesn't take well on these, and we don't print colors, but we can change the text layout, print simple images, etc. Now with the guest name printing on these, on most of these indie cards and these insert cards, we can print the guest names, but again, I'll cover the guest name restrictions and capabilities in the next set of the recordings. I'm just going to keep moving through the other types of these cards. So, you know, these ones, for example, have pre-made and pre-stamped invitation and pre-stamped foiled emblem on the front. This one says marriage wedding invitation. It's a hugely popular invite, and it's this word marriage, for example, in wedding invitation. It's hugely unpopular, and people want to remove it, but we can't. Unfortunately, we need to let the customers know that you know, we can't remove that foil stamp. It's already pre-made. It's an imported card. This just comes as is. We just print on this insert paper, and we can't again change this insert paper quality, or print colors on insert, or change the colors, or laser cut, or in any shape or any form. Now this laser cut, by the way, because this invitation is so popular, customers are asking, well, I like this pattern, you know, but I just don't want to have the word marriage on it. We can suggest an alternative laser cut invitation that has this laser cut, and it's one of our premium pre-made ranges, so we can offer that invitation. You can easily figure out which one that is online and offer that instead of this one. So these, again, in the same category, has some kind of a outer pocket enclosure. It's got a little embellishment, this little pearl that's attached to it, or a bit of foiling, ribbon. So again, even the ribbon colors, we can't change this. We can't change the position of the pearl or any sort of accessories. They're fairly locked in as is. And you just need to explain to the customers that because this is a budget range, it's fairly cost effective. These are not our own unique designs, so they are imported, and they're cheap, and there's not that much we can do to change these elements. This is another invite. It's got an insert card again. Same logic. So there's a limit to what we can do with these. We basically have this one as well. This one's quite a popular invitation. It's got a craft paper insert. So as you noticed, you would have noticed there's the insert paper on these indie cards vary from sort of white texturized to cream to sort of pearlized color to a full color printed, pre-printed full color. Again, that's pre-printed. We can't change that. That's all stocked as is. To this rustic colored paper, then we have this pink insert card. So I'm just letting you know that you understand that these come in many sort of preset paper types, and those we cannot change. Now, as opposed to our own designs, which, as I explained, we can take the insert paper out and we can change it. So even with this one, for example, we can grab the insert paper and apply a rustic paper inside it, or take the rustic paper out and put a different paper and print colors on it. These are fully capable of customization, and as opposed to the pre-made indie importer cards, we have much more customization capabilities. Now, what happens is when a customer orders samples from us, obviously you figure out that they can order those online. We get a little sample swatch of colors on two separate papers, on two separate stocks printed. So these two papers are the ones that about 90% of our premium pre-made invitations are printed on. These are the swatch colors. You can't probably tell from the video. One is got a shimmery pearl tinge to it, which makes it a bit metallic, and the other one is matte paper. So in addition to these two papers, we have a few other papers as well. So I'm gonna pause the video here now, and I'm gonna grab the other paper samples, and the next video recording will focus around personalizing the insert cards of these to change paper, make them thicker, print colors, what we can do and cannot do in terms of the paper personalization. So I'll be back in a sec.